9 straight days of music and fun in Denton, Texas continues here at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. Hank Dickinson with you. And I got 3 guys who are fresh off a great show at the Cool Zone Revolver stage. We got Dustin Massey. He's in the middle. He's the tall one. We got Trent Cowie. He's over here on my far left. He's kind of the middle size. Then we got Trey Rose, who packs a big punch here next to me.
Should we rearrange? So we're like
couple Texans and an Okie. We're going to save the Okie for last. Is that all right?
Usually how it goes.
I'm not saying save the best for last. We're going to save the Okie for last. Dustin Massey, a Fort Worth product, a Granbury resident, and a guy who started out in the oil and gas industry. What brought you to music after that foray?
Well, I needed a job out of college, so I got an oil and gas job, and then quit that to go to school again. Moved up to Colorado for a while. Came back to Fort Worth to live, and just put all that grown-up stuff behind and try to play guitar and sing songs about my feelings, and it's going great.
You are the tallest guy here. You played a little college basketball. Where were you a cager?
I was at Tarleton State and then finished up over at Hardin-Simmons University out in Abilene, Texas.
So if these guys bring it, you're going to block that shot.
That's right.
Excellent.
We're going to play 21 later.
Let's talk about your career learning to be a songwriter. You told me earlier that Luke Wade was a big influence. Who is he? How did he turn your career around in terms of that craft?
Yeah, Luke Wade was a singer-songwriter out of Fort Worth, Texas that I looked up to a lot growing up. I used to go to his shows, and when I was going to school at Colorado State up there, I saw him make a Facebook post back after he got off the show called The Voice, and he was looking to take on some songwriting mentorships, and I messaged him, and next thing you know, we're friends, and he's helping me out and kind of helping build my confidence up, and wrote some of my first songs with him, and here we are.
Everybody needs a mentor.
Right.
Now, exciting news. You got an album that's out, this week?
Yeah, it came out this last Saturday on the 21st. Yeah, Matter of Time.
Tell us about that. Did you play some of that tonight?
I did. I think every song I played was off of it. Very proud of it. We finished cutting that, my band and I, at Modern Electric Sound Recorders in Dallas in January 2020. So it was supposed to come out March 2020. Bad timing.
Right.
We sat on it for a while. I'm really feeling very grateful people are still listening and paying attention for that long. But we put it out and had a release show at Magnolia Motor Lounge in Fort Worth this last Saturday. It was a real good time, and hope everybody takes a listen to it.
Awesome. Well, that's a segue now to Trent Cowie, who is not at the Magnolia Motor Lounge, but is from Magnolia, Texas. We had a big argument in here. Where is Magnolia?
You know what? It's a blink and you miss it kind of town, right 45 miles north of Houston, Texas. So up there in Montgomery County, Lake Conroe area. And, there's not much to it. Matter of fact, I think for our senior prank, we rode our horses to school. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that.
That caught him off guard. Well, Dustin had big news. He's got an album out. You've got a big event coming up, the 4th annual Birthday Jam. Tell us about that.
Yeah, our friends at Western Sun Vodka out here in Pilot Point, Texas, are title sponsored this year. It's down in Tomball, Texas this Saturday. My birthday's actually tomorrow, but this Saturday we're going to celebrate at District 249, Tomball, Texas, and we do it every year. It's usually a big party. We got Hayden Baker coming out there, and then we got Jeff Canada, Susan Hickman, and Brandon Smith going to come party with us. So it's a good time. I'm really excited to have my friends at Western Sun Vodka from there, and we're going to drink some vodka, have a good time.
Sounds like a good event. Now, One of your more popular songs, Drive, I have heard described as rip off the rear view and drive till you're out of gas. Does that bring that song alive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Texas Music Pickers said that. Yeah, they did.
I think I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
That's the song that it's a driving song, man. Just leave it all in the rear view, and if you have to, rip the rear view mirror off and drive on. So, that one was our first serious radio release, and I think it got to top 100, and then the whole pandemic happened, and then now we're still playing it. We released another one, so, yeah.
All right, let's move now to Trey Rose. Now, he's not a Texan. Hugo, Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
So you're not last and least. You're just the next one up.
Absolutely.
But we talked about The Voice earlier, and you actually performed on The Voice. So tell us what that was like.
Yes, sir. I was solid. Team Adam, last ever Team Adam. I didn't know that going in. That's just like a really cool flex at parties now. But it was a good experience for sure. It happened in 2019, so it was right before everything kind of went down under. So I got, the last season of I don't want to say the good voice, but, the good voice.
16 seasons, is that right?
I was on the 16th season, yes, sir. Wow. I think we're on like 19 or something now. We might have hit 20. But.
So from an exposure standpoint, wonderful, but
Absolutely.
Ever a day where you're like, whoa, this is quite an experience?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I said, when I was out there filming for the show, I think is when it hit me the hardest. Like there were so many times I just looked around and I was like, dude, what are you doing here? Like how are you still here at this point? But somehow we made it through.
So every musician has that moment where the light bulb goes off or the fuse is lit. For you, it started with Matchbox 20.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I was in like elementary school and my mom picked me up. And I was just doing that thing that like little kids do, just like digging through the glove box looking to see what I could get into. And I found this little plastic rectangle, and I was like, what's this? And she was like, that's a cassette, son. And I was like, oh, what's this do? And then she popped it in. She had one of those, you remember those like Hunter Green station wagons with the wood panel sides on it?
Do I?
That's what I was getting picked up from him, man. It was not an easy childhood, but with the that was how I discovered Matchbox 20. I just remember making her like drive around and like not go home so I could just hear every song on that record. So.
Out of curiosity, what other cassettes did Mom have in the station wagon?
John Denver, I think, was
Yeah.
another one in there. So I heard Country Roads. That was cool too. And honestly, I think there was like some other 90s band like Sublime or something like that in there. It might not have been them, but something in that vein for sure.
But somewhere along the way, you stumbled into Conway Twitty, and then
Yes,
it all
sir.
changed. All right, so your favorite Conway offering?
Oh yeah, that I see the want to in your eyes for sure. Like I tell everybody, like Conway Twitty was just extra gangster with that one, and I had to like respect the gangster. So
Never heard of him referred to that way,
dude.
but
When you stand in front of thousands of people every night, and you tell every woman in there, like, I know what you want to do, and like that's just bold, bro. You know what I mean? So like I respect that. It's a big thing. So I heard that for the first time, and I was like, that's my dude. So he just has been ever since.
from Matchbox 20
to Conway.
to Conway Twitty. All right, well, that tells you a lot about Trey Rose. And guys, it's been great visiting with all of you. But when he talks about his start, I'm curious. Dustin, what was the first music you heard that kind of made you decide this is what I want to do?
Man, I grew up on classic rock and blues, but what kind of brought that blues rock together for me was Stevie Ray Vaughan, riding around with my dad in his pickup truck growing up, listening to Little Wing and, Skies Crying, Lenny, all those songs, man. Hearing him on that Stratocaster, that was kind of put something in me that I knew I had to play music one day.
Just like Conway, it still holds up. All right, you're a little bit more classical country, I'm thinking.
Yeah, a little bit more outlaw. I think it was Waylon Jennings that did it for me. Like me and my dad would be just sitting in the garage, just tinkering on stuff, fixing an old Ford or something, and he put on country legends on the radio. And growing up, I listened to Waylon was my favorite, but George Jones and all those other guys, man. So it's hard to just peg one, but yeah, I think Waylon Jennings was a gangster too, Trey.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Trent, Dustin, Trey, awesome to have you here at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. Just real quickly, what's it mean to play on a live stage in front of a fairgrounds? Just a throwback to what has really helped so many musicians get their career started. What's it mean to be out in an environment like this? I'll take any of you.
I think it's great. It's a blessing just to be here again. This is my second time, and I think since everybody's coming out of what we've been through, won't say too much on that, but I think it's like the end of the prohibition, man. Everybody wants to get out and go do it all, man. And for us, it's like everybody's coming out and having a good time. And here it's amplified times 10. For us to be here and have the hospitality that you guys give us, it's a blessing. So thank y'all very much.
Yeah, man. What he said, this is my third year, and it's just like everybody here is just so professional and so sweet and treats us so well and makes things real easy. So I hope to make it year 4 next year, and it's a blessing to be back and back to doing what we love to do.
Really hard to repeat what they already said, but no, man, it's really good to be back on bigger stages and to be able to do stuff again after a whole year just playing in front of phone screens and computers and things like that. So to come back here, it's always good. It feels like home. It's great getting to see everybody again. So glad to be back a third year. Hope to make it a fourth.
Gentlemen, thank you all. And 3 future headliners here at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. Thanks for joining us tonight. Come on out. Still a lot to have fun